Karine Jean-Pierre spars with reporters, refuses to answer Hunter Biden questions in testy exchanges. I thought it was interesting because the way it was described to me is that the press corps has completely turned on the Biden administration. I mean, Ian and Benny were both like, it was bad.
Dude, we should watch at least part of the 4-minute video of the reporters, one after the other, picking up where the other one left off. Karine like, I'm not answering that question. What do you want? And they're like, well, I just want to continue with their question. She's like, I'm not answering it. Okay, you. And he's like, I want to continue with the old reporter's question. It was stunning.
But you were saying, Benny, that they're done with them and they're getting pushed out because there's the Hunter Biden story, and then there was, more importantly, the Ocean Gate scandal, where apparently the government knew for a week that this sub had likely imploded and they didn't tell anybody.
This is our federal government's version of Order 66. Joe Biden's getting Order 66 right now. If you see it, you'll never be able to unsee it. Follow some of the New York Times writers. Follow some of the Washington Post writers. Follow Chuck Todd. We have to do it professionally. I would never recommend you do these things because you'll never get anything useful. What you'll see is the order has gone out. You are now allowed to attack. You are now allowed to ask your question. Why does Chuck Todd, after 3 years, Chuck Todd finally finds this story interesting and he leads NBC Nightly News with a 7-minute episode on this? CNN's reporter at the White House was the one who's the most savage in this video that we're going to watch, hopefully, to Karine Jean-Pierre. Oh, yeah. CNN, New York Times, NBC News, they're all ganging up on Biden. Nah, man. Order 66 went out.
Let's play this clip. Here we go. Oh, it's not working. What's going on?
I'm wondering if you could take us into the thinking and the decision-making of why...
CNN asking this question.
I'm just not going to get into family discussion, personal family discussion. As you know, Hunter is his son. I'm just not going to get into it.
Let me ask you this. If Hunter Biden wasn't the president's son, would he have invited someone who had just reached a plea agreement with federal prosecutors 2 days earlier?
A couple of things. Again, that's his son. He's a family member. It is not uncommon for family members to attend events at the White House. You could look at past presidents. I'm sure you have. So that is not
Let's jump ahead.
So here's the thing, I appreciate...
The United States was involved, as this message seems to suggest, in some sort of a coercive conversation for business dealings by a son. Is that something...
So they're referring to this text that went out where Hunter was basically like, I'm sitting here with the big guy right now and we'll put all our force against you as you do it.
He says, I'm sitting here with my father. And he says it twice in the text.
Multiple times, yeah.
It's a WhatsApp text, and it has not been refuted. This text seems legitimate.
So his lawyer responded to the text today, confirming, Hunter Biden's lawyer responded to the text, confirming that it was a legitimate text, that the text is real to the communist Chinese apparatchik.
Wow.
And what was the defense? Oh, my client was on drugs at the time.
Sitting next to his father.
I just want to point this out.
I kid you not.
So this morning we did the first of our new... So the idea for the Culture War show was always to be like having the debates that we sometimes have on IRL but don't fit the format. We do topical news here. Having someone on who's going to debate turns into a debate show. So Friday morning will be. We had on Emma Vigeland, and one of the conversations we had was me saying, I don't quite understand why there are so many people on the left who don't like Joe Biden but will absolutely defend him on these scandals, instead of just saying, sure. And for some reason, we got into the argument. And this individual, she was very much like, I don't think it's real. The Burisma stuff's not true. You know, there's no evidence to prove it. Shokin was not investigating Zlochevsky, yada, yada, yada. I'm like, he was. Like, I don't understand. But now I'm wondering if they're going to change tune, these lefty types, now that we're seeing the signal flare has gone up. It is now open season to go after Joe Biden on this corruption scandal.
I think so. This is one of the most jaw-dropping pieces of news media I've ever seen in my life. I mean, it is incredible. Anyone that cares or has been following the Hunter Biden scandal, the stuff with Burisma, anyone over the last 3 to 4 years, watch this video.